What is the biggest misconception of you at this point? What's a viewer opinion that is incorrect people have about Karma Rose?
I don't know. I don't know because I don't listen to that. I don't care what they're talking about. I don't care. They can have their own view.
Craziest rumor you heard about yourself?
Craziest rumor, Jesus. Okay, so a couple years ago, that's when I actually stopped dancing. I had gotten a relationship with someone, and I was really stressed out. It was a domestic situation, and I had lost so much weight. I was 106 pounds. Nobody had really even seen me anymore. I was off the scene. I wasn't modeling anymore. I wasn't stripping anymore. The dude, he pretty much just came and swooped me off my feet and was like, hey, I don't want you doing this anymore. Here, like, okay. So he was giving me like allowance every month. We moved in together, and me, him, and his kids, but once again, stressed out. So the point behind that is the rumor was that when folks finally did see me when I came outside, they thought I was doing drugs like coke, crack, stuff like that. And that's the craziest rumor I ever heard about myself. But honestly, I didn't see it until I actually got out on the other side of the situation. I had to get a hold of it. Like, it was really bad. And a lot of people don't even know that. But be careful how you talk about people because you just never know what they're going through.
What was your weight prior to you getting to 106?
About my normal weight is 130, 133 on average.
And was that from not eating?
That was, yes, I was stressed out because we were fighting all the time. It was like eggshells being in the room with him. Like, if something, like, I was already so far into the relationship to where it was like, even if it was bad, it was like I loved him at that point. It was hard to get out of it. It was hard.
How long?
I wasn't eating. I was just smoking my life away.
How long did that relationship last in total?
2 years. Well, a year and 7, 8 months. Because the last couple months of the relationship, he had fell off really bad. And I started stripping again and modeling again, doing my parties and doing videos. And he was cheating and stuff, so yeah.
And when we're talking about a domestic relationship, this was him being domestic to you? You were being domestic to him?
He was being domestic towards me. And, I mean, honestly, it got really bad. I mean, I was fighting him back, don't get me wrong. I ain't no pussy. But it was just like I shouldn't have to fight with a man, let alone my own man. Like, you supposed to be my protector, and I'm in here fighting you. That don't even make sense to me. So.
Now, in this relationship, at how long, time-wise, before you move in together?
Oh, man, it happened so fast because he was somebody that literally just used to come in. He'd bring all his friends to the club. He'd get a section and let me be the only girl in there unless I wanted to bring a girl, and they'll blow a bag on me and just leave. And then it was like one time he asked me to go out with him. First day we went out, he took me to Neiman Marcus. Then he left me with like 50, 60 bands, something like that, somewhere close to $100,000 the very first day we kicked it, and went out of town and just left me with it. And ever since that moment when he came back and everything was intact, was inseparable. I ain't gonna lie, he did a lot for me, but it just wasn't worth the headache. He had a lot of issues underlying.
And at what point into the relationship does the physical domestic start? Or was it verbal at first?
At first it was just verbal. You know, it climbs its ladders. So yeah, when we had finally moved in together, and I really did that because he wasn't able to see his kids at the time. And so I'm just like, well, maybe if you got your stuff together, you got all this money and you staying out of hotels, you know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense. You don't even have a car. So what I did for him was give him stability. He, of course, took care of me, but I gave him that foundation. But yeah, that's just, that situation is just sticky. It's sticky. It's very sticky. I don't really want to keep going into that too deep.
Okay.
It's sticky. Yeah, but it started a little while after we moved in together. It started verbally, then it started physically, and it happened it got so bad to where it was happening in front of his friends, and while I was, like, we would literally fight in the house with his friends there. Oh, Jesus. It was one time my mom was on the phone and we was into it. That's when I was just like, okay, this is crazy. Had been plenty of times where I had left and I had came right back, but it was only because I really didn't have nothing no more. Because it's like, okay, I done sat here and I done let him to control pretty much everything. Like, I put everything together now, but he was paying for everything. He was paying the way for everything. So, ladies, the lesson you take from that is never stop your hustle. I don't care what it is. I don't care what you're doing. You always keep your funds together. Always keep that savings. Don't ever get too comfortable with a man taking care of you. It look good. That designer look good, but it's not all that great all the time.
May I know you don't want to really get in too deep. I do have one question about it, though.
Okay.
If you can answer it, okay. If you can't, I understand.
Yeah.
But how were you able to finally get out of it?
The last straw for me was we had a condo over by like Phipps, and so one day, you know, I got really just upset with him every time I was coming home from working day and night, and he's toe up at this point with his finances, and he's just literally sitting in the house, and he's not trying to get his money back together, nothing. He just want to play video games all day. But then he was cheating. He cheated with a girl at my job. When I was at the strip club, a girl that I honestly was about to invite to my house. We cool now, like not friends, but you know what I'm saying? It squashed. But yeah, it was one time where I had to lie to his homeboy. I texted him and I said, oh, since he don't want to answer the phone, tell him his stuff finna be in front of the building. So I'm outside. I got my car parked in front of the building and turned off. Who pulls up in the front of the condo, getting dropped off? Him and some little hoe BMW. Nah, I hopped out on both of them. It was over with. I was not playing. I tried to drag that hoe out the car. And then him, oh yeah, we fought upstairs. I gave him a black eye that night. On my soul. He was so embarrassed when he left the house. He had to post on his Snapchat. He blocked me though. But he posted on his Snapchat, APD chasing me. Nah, bitch. Tell him you tried it, ho. But yeah, that's when I left. That was the final straw for me. You pulling up to my house, like where we live, ain't no telling what you done did in our house. Like, hell no. Hell no. We done dealt with some stuff to where I done forgave you, even though I shouldn't have. It was just like, nah, that's front-hand embarrassment.
The rumor about people thinking you were doing drugs and how you lost the weight, was this something you have addressed publicly before?
No, because I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm in my own little bubble. Like, I like people. I talk to people. I, extend myself until they make me draw back. But other than that, no opinion can stop me. No opinion is molding me, shaping me, shifting me. Like, y'all can say what y'all want to say, but until them opinions start paying me, I don't care.
And were these comments on social media? They were on the internet? Or?
No. It actually was through the grapevine. I know who said it, but one of my homegirls had told me that the person had said it, and I was just like, I don't even care, I can appreciate her for telling me, but I also felt like I don't give a fuck about that shit. I don't care, because once again, people have their own things going on and nobody knows. So be careful before you judge.
How'd you find out who said it?
My friend told me. My homegirl, she's the one who told me that. Mm-hmm.
But you didn't confront the person that said it?
No, because I didn't care enough. Like, you're entitled to how you feel. I might have looked that way at the time. So you just having conversation with someone like, hey, I wonder what's going on with her. She don't look too good type shit. I didn't look good. Once again, if I look at pictures of myself when I was with him and pictures of myself now, I look sick. I do. My mom would even tell me I look sick. I was stressed. Like, that's not a situation I wish on anybody. Domestic violence is real, and it's not cool.
And how long did it take for you to gain your normal weight back?
It took me about, honestly, right after that, I had got on probation. And so I immediately had to stop smoking weed. And honestly, that made me gain weight faster. not smoking weed. Even though I ate more when I was smoking weed, it was just like my metabolism was sped up too. So yeah, I got my way back pretty quick in about 4 or 5 months after being single.
Care to share what you were on probation for?
Marijuana. Marijuana. I was in Henry County at a Block Boy and Pablo Juan video shoot. And I left all my weed. One of my friends had just gave me a jar of weed. I was like, I'm not carrying out to Henry County. I had just flew back in town. And Pablo asked me right before I left, he was like, you got some tree? You good for the ride back? And I was like, nah. So rolled me up some weed, gave me some weed, and then I left right before everybody. And as soon as I'm about to get on the highway, boop, boop. Yeah. It was really for insurance, though, because I had been out of town, and I forgot to pay it. Now it's on auto pay, but... And then the weed smoke just started pouring out the car. It was nothing I could do. It's nothing. I wasn't ready. I shouldn't have started smoking until I got on the highway.
And you didn't know your insurance was expired?
I didn't. It wasn't expired. It had literally just cut off because I hadn't paid it. I could have paid it and it reinstated. And I did that as soon as I was, he told me about it. I got on the phone. They had my card on file. And so I never got told.
So what was the actual charge? It's just the marijuana charge that you get charged with?
Both of them. They charged me with the insurance and the marijuana. But I got the probation for the marijuana.
And then what happened with the insurance charge?
I paid a fine.
And you were able to show, hey, I got insurance now?
I had it the same night, yeah, and I showed the judge that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just the weed, but it's like it's almost legal, so I don't even know why they keep playing with us like this. It's bigger crimes to fight. Like, why y'all killing us? Okay, we ain't gonna go into that. Sorry.
Did the drug rumor hurt your brand at all?
It wasn't really like a rumor like that. I don't know who else he said it to, but it doesn't, I don't feel like anything can hurt my brand but me. But me, because if you know me as a person, if you know what I'm bringing in, that's what's going to be to hurt me if I did something you ain't like that. But other than that, my character speaks for itself. My work speaks for itself.
When it comes to rumors, though, do you have a policy on them? Do you clear it up publicly? Do you say something about it, or do you sweep it under the rug and you just, I don't care, just let it go?
If it's brought to me in public, I will address it that way. I'll address it however it's brought to me, but it's not something that's on the forefront of my mind that, oh, and this too. You know what I'm saying? I can't just think about something like that later. I don't spend more than 5 minutes on something like that.
I know a rumor can break a person down.
For sure.
Have you ever been broken down by a rumor before?
No. No, I pray. I literally pray every day at 6 o'clock. Well, 6:01. So with that being said, I wash all them demons down with my prayer.
What's the significance of 6 o'clock or 6:01?
Okay, so 6:01 is what time I set to pray. And if you're ever around me and my alarm goes off, you're going to pray. It's significant because it's like the 1 is carried over to the 6. And, 7 is God's number. So for me, it's like carrying over the blessing, reaching God. He's pouring down the blessings. So that's my time. I just go to him every day just to let him know, like, I didn't forget you. I know we get busy so much that we forget to go back and thank who gave it to us. So I make sure that my alarm is set to let me know every day. Stay still for a second.
And I don't mean this question to be disrespectful, but
Sure.
Are you praying because you literally mean the prayer? Or are you praying because you've put yourself in a habit of 6:01 and it's a ritual, it's something you do?
I pray because I mean it. Every day I'm praying for anything. It could be somebody might have called me that morning and said this is going on, or, they're hoping for this to happen. I'm going to pray for everybody. Even if they weren't mentioned to me, I pray for all my loved ones, my family, people who don't have anyone to love them. I throw all of that in my prayer, especially anything significant when it comes to work, careers, friends, reaching new heights and new levels. I'm always thinking about people, and I'm always thinking about others.
Do you ever miss a day?
No. And even if I do miss the time, I still go back and be like, shoot, I forgot to pray. I might be in the middle of something, forget to do it, but it's still going to get done that day because it's like I'm not going to miss a beat. I can't. He don't miss a beat when he wake us up in the morning.
And when you do it at 6:01, is this AM or PM for you?
PM. Yep. We get so busy and so caught up, especially living the lives that we live. It's easy to do. You got to stay in tune.
And there's that saying, people make time for what they want.
Exactly. Exactly. Meditation is important.